So you probably clicked on this video because I either forced you to, or you are scared for year 11, year 13, year whatever. Today I'm gonna do a revision video and explain kind of my tips, tricks, whatever, and how I managed to get kind of good grades at GCSE. If you haven't seen me opening my GCSE results video, then I'm gonna try and link it somehow. So I'm gonna try and make this video aesthetic. But I'm not a very aesthetic person, so... So before I get into how I revise, there are some important things that I'm just gonna point out. Number one, start immediately. This will sound so scary when I say it, but when I say start, I don't mean 5 hours a day. I mean 10 minutes a day, just going over what you've learned, just quick knowledge check, and that's it. The thought of revising, to me, stresses me out because I don't want to kind of face the fact that I have to revise and I have exams, so I just distract myself and do something else, which is actually not going to help me at all. My advice is just start small. Start really small and build it up. Make notes after every class or at the end of the school day. This can just be things that you've learned that day, things that you might want to check over when you get home, things that you didn't quite understand. I just realised I haven't been looking in the camera. Ask your teachers when you don't understand something. If you don't understand something, ask. They're there for a reason, they're there to help you. Make your testing material, such as flashcards, questions, anything really, at the beginning of the school year, because then you can use them all year round. Be organised. The key to effective revision is a schedule. Honestly, my schedules were never that great. They were kind of very loose. Make sure that you put the specific things that you're going to study. So, for example, if you're going to study maths, what in maths are you studying? You study in circle theorems, Pythagoras theorem, then you have a complete end goal. Now, these schedules can be handwritten or digitally written, and a great app for this is Adapt. You can get it on your phone, Android, Apple as well, and it suggests things that you should learn, so you can input all of your subjects that you're taking, you can input your school timetable and input other things, and it all works around you. It's super good, and I used it for most of year 11, honestly. In my schedule, I would leave half an hour to maybe an hour of space to go over things from that day that I was really worried about because I'd learned it in class and I didn't have a clue. I just didn't know what he was on about, and I would then schedule things in what you didn't understand today. It would make me a bit more relieved because I know that I'd have time to go over it later. For whatever exam you are doing, check the syllabus for that subject. The syllabus is basically what you need to know. They do them on pretty much all of the exam board sites, I believe, but I'm not 100% sure. And this will just make it a lot easier to understand what you do know and what you don't know. I went through all of my syllabuses and colour-coded things. So I colour-coded red for don't know, green for no, and yellow for no, I don't know, maybe. Treat mocks like the real thing. A lot of people don't take them seriously. A lot of people think, oh, well, it doesn't matter, it doesn't count towards anything. But they can mentally prepare you for your actual exam. If you do the revision as if you are going to do them in the exams, then you know if you're doing too much, not enough, you know then. Okay, so now on to the actual revision process, how to revise, all of that jazz. So first of all, make sure that you have a clean space, a nice area for you to revise, and make sure you're in comfy clothes, not pajamas, but comfy clothes. There are literally millions of ways to revise. It's all about figuring out what works for you. Firstly, we have flashcards. I use paper ones because apparently writing down things physically makes you remember it more, but I don't know how accurate that is. And also, you can make flashcards in so many different ways, and it's all about, again, your personal preference. Ask yourself questions. Just write down definitions, fill in the blanks, draw things, The possibilities are endless. Online flashcards like Quizlet are super good if you want to learn languages or you need to learn English quotes, as it makes you type it word perfect, word for word, or maybe definitions where you want to get it just perfect. Next up is posters, and this might be a little bit better if you are a bit more creative than me, but just remember through all of your revision that nothing needs to look nice. My flashcards looked gross. My revision notes looked gross. My posters didn't look that great either. I also liked using mind maps, which are super useful. Maybe try jotting down everything that you know and then comparing it to the syllabus or a textbook or BBC Bitesize, and then you can see like, oh, well, I didn't get that, so I'll probably forget that, whatever. I don't know. Watch videos. There is so much free content nowadays. If you're a visual learner like me, videos are your best friend because they can explain things as a teacher would, or explain things using diagrams. Use your talents and interests to help you. So if you're a singer or like music like I do, then I used to write songs about electrolysis. Diatomic, fancy word for you. So the equation still easy is 2br minus r, 2br 2 plus 2e. This really helped me to remember things because I would like sing it along in my head in the exam room. If you're sporty, maybe, you know, get a friend, kick a ball around and say a fact as you kick it. It is lame. Of course it's lame. It's revision. It's not meant to be like amazingly interesting or fun, but you need to make it fun. If you're an artist, you know, draw something. It sounds stupid, but so is the education system, so we've just got to roll with it. Test yourself. So this can be with flashcards, like we've already said. There's BBC Bitesize, which gives you the information, gives you a video on the information, and then a little test quiz thing at the end. Also, Seneca is a great site. It's got more of a modern and minimalistic approach to learning, and I loved using Seneca because you kind of fill in the gaps and you order things, and it's like different ways within a site, which is great. I'm a big fan of the Hodder education books. They also have quick quizzes on their site. Past papers are of course your best friends. In WJC there is a question bank. I don't know about other exam boards, but I'm sure there is. Revise in different places. Revise in your room, in your living room, your kitchen, outside, your bedroom floor, your nan's house, on the bus, in McDonald's, the park, a swimming pool. Connect your revision, your knowledge to where you revise. So I'll be like, oh yeah, I revised outside when I learned that. This next point completely depends on the person, but I used to revise with a movie and music in the background.
Maybe I should turn around, take me on a ride, or maybe I'm just looking for what I already know.
I know they tell you not to do this, but I had such bad exam anxiety, which made it really difficult for me to revise and really stressful for me to revise. I needed something that I could zone out with, and I was so in control of it. So I'd be like, right, if I get too stressed, I can just switch to the movie, I can just switch to the music, and then I would go back in slowly. If you know that this is just going to be distracting to you, then don't do it. But I'm just saying this for anyone who's a stress head like me. My final and most important point is don't give up on the things that you love. Everyone tells you, everyone thinks that when you do your GCSEs, A-levels, that, oh, my social life needs to stop, oh, my interests can't happen anymore. And that is not the case. I did like 5 drama classes, I used to do piano lessons, singing lessons, youth clubs, and I still did all of those things whilst I was doing my GCSEs. I just slotted my revision around it. I even did an opera tour and missed school while I was in year 11, which is insane to me now that I think about it. There is such a thing as a healthy distraction. You know, going to drama class was like a healthy distraction for me. Don't get all caught up in that revision is all that you need to do. Please don't stress too much about the exams. The world won't stop if you don't do well. The world goes on, time goes on. This time next year, you might have already done all of your exams. This is pretty much the end of the video. Please message me if you feel stressed or need some more in-depth advice, and I will link everything that I have mentioned in the description below. So thanks. Subscribe if you want. Goodbye!